Hello and welcome to another episode of Dear Manager. I am your host, Sonali. Dear Manager is an anonymous series where I read letters that are anonymously submitted by you, the employees. These are things that you could not say to your managers, bosses, or employers. After each story, I share honest reflections to help these leaders and employers build more empathetic and human workplaces. So, today's story is about flexibility at the workplace. Dear manager, you told me we are flexible, take care of yourself. But every late login, every long break felt judged. You wouldn't say it out loud, but I felt it. The side eyes, the subtle reminders, flexibility turned into guilt. I was always proving that I wasn't slacking. That's not trust, that's surveillance disguised as culture. So, of course, it's a very common thing. We have had issues with a lot of people at the workplaces talking about micromanagement. Talking about when they interviewed with the company, they always said that, hey, we trust our employees and this is a very chill work scene and everything. But then there's always a peak period, there's always a busy period, there's always, I was just trying to help you. Oh, I don't think you're as serious as work. There were always excuses, and it's really annoying because honestly we ought to treat people like adults. We have to stop treating people like their kids in school, and that the managers and the employers or the leaders are their teachers. So let me ask you a few questions. Is your flexibility conditional? Do people have to earn it daily? Does it depend on the mood, the season, on the person, the kind of work that they're doing? Or when you say flexible, is it really flexible? I want you to define the word flexible in your dictionary and let them know exactly what it means. The next thing I want you to understand, ask yourself, think about it. Do you trust your team or do you just track them? It's very important. When you're asking a team member that, hey, I have complete trust on you. This is the deadline. This is the work that I'm expecting from you. I'm not gonna check up with you till this date. Are you gonna let them be? Or are you going to check? Are they online? Are they doing work? How much of the work have they done? What's happening? What's your working style? And if that is your working style, then that's not flexibility. Does your team know that you're gonna check in with them 1,000 times a day about the same project that they already know the deadline for? And finally, what does psychological safety look like in a hybrid or remote work? You know those mouse movers that you see? A lot of these people who work from remote places, hybrid workplaces, they have to show to their employers that they are active. They have to keep their screen active. It gets tracked, which is so ridiculous because are you running a workplace or is this some kind of a jail? And they have figured out a mechanism to make the mouse move when they're going around doing their own work. When things like this happen at the workplace, people find out creative ways to cheat. You know, when the invigilator used to come in schools and we used to have those very strict teachers, we would always figure out a way to work around that teacher. We would figure out new strategies. Do you really want your employees, your team members to get that side of their brain rolling? No, right? So, why aren't we talking about what flexibility really means for you and for them? And do you see eye to eye? If yes, great. If no, let's be honest about it. So that's about it. This is this week's story of Dear Manager. If you have your own story, please submit that. There is a link in the description. I will keep it 100% anonymous. Your story will help me help the organizations, the employers, the founders, the managers build a workplace that is more human in nature. Again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you connect with me on LinkedIn if you haven't already. I also write a newsletter. I will put the link in the bio if you want to read more about life, work, and other experiences. If you are a gram person, I'm there on Instagram as well. And last but not the least, I host a lot of in person events. If you want to come check them out, sit for a networking event, meet me, sit for a workshop, most welcome. Thank you again for watching. Until next time.